Welcome. My name is Michael Edwards, and I'm a founding partner at Online Performance Marketing. This is our second installment of a new web series about online marketing that is specifically designed for attorneys and law firms. It's called Making Digital Marketing Easy for Lawyers. We will be presenting these webinars on the first Friday of each month at 11:30 Central Time. We have put more information on our website, including the form to sign up for the upcoming webinars in the series at onlineperformancemarketing.com. Our first webinar was a high-level overview of 8 key strategies to grow your business. In subsequent webinars, we'll be doing a deeper dive into each of the 8 strategies. Today, we will be covering website design for lawyers. We're going to be covering the following 6 topics today. Curb appeal. How does your website look at first glance? User experience. How easy is it for users to navigate? Content. The information that is contained within your website. This is extremely important for search engines, or SEO. Making certain that your website is mobile friendly, and why that's so important. According to Hitwise, 60% of online searches are now carried out on a mobile device, with some sectors reaching 72% or more. Maintenance. Regular maintenance on your website. Do not set it and forget it. If you do, you'll most definitely pay for it when it comes to search rankings. And finally, WordPress. It's a free open source application that is outstanding, and it's very intuitive when it comes to both building websites and creating blog posts. Check out these stats. 74% of all legal consumers visit law firms' websites to take action. 70% of law firm websites don't have a direct call to action on their homepage. And by that, we mean a phone number or a form. 66% of law firm websites don't have a contact form at all to allow users to request more information. 97% of all law firm websites are lacking any kind of personalized content. And why are these stats so important? Because your law firm's website is the foundation of your digital marketing strategy. Whether you're publishing blogs, networking via LinkedIn, or placing social media ads, or trying to secure better search results via paid search advertising, you're trying to drive traffic back to your website. So if your website doesn't provide users with what they need or want in a quick manner, most of your marketing efforts will fall short of your targeted goals. Again, your website, like your home, needs what the realtors love to call curb appeal. What's that? It's simply how your home looks when you first pull up, and your website is no different. You want the user's first glimpse of your homepage to be a welcoming experience, one where they want to spend some time. One thing people don't realize about the amount of time spent on your website is that the longer people spend, the better the search results rankings are. Now, imagine walking in the front door of this house. You wouldn't stick around for too long, would you? Users won't stay on your website for very long if their first impression isn't inviting them to come inside. But what's inside must also support what's on the outside. Outside looks do not matter if the inside is garbage. Here's how much time you have to form an opinion in the user's mind: about 50 milliseconds. So what's welcoming? A good first impression, a simple and inviting layout, something that doesn't assault your eyes with a million different colors, fonts, and expansive amounts of words and pictures. Sure, playing around with different fonts is fun if you're making an invitation to a child's birthday party, but you're an attorney. Stick to 2 or 3 fonts at most: Helvetica, Arial, Times New Roman. Now, while those aren't the only ones, just don't use something like this. Don't be afraid of white space. It isn't a sign that you don't have enough content or enough to say. White space actually doesn't hurt your search rankings. In fact, it helps. White space allows users to breathe, to easily navigate your website, to take in the information. And a website that's loaded with a lot of everything can give users a tired head very quickly. And then you guessed it, they will leave and they'll go to another attorney's website. How frustrating is it when you've been given directions, but they're wrong? It can be infuriating. If visitors to your website cannot easily navigate their way around, then you are doing them and your firm a great disservice. Help them out. Give them good directions. Notice the white space. Please put your phone number on your homepage. We recommend in the upper right-hand corner, and make sure that it's big. Don't make them have to dig for it. Ensure that the phone number is click to call on a mobile phone. Now, most browsers will automatically detect phone numbers and make them clickable. However, if your designer has decided to format the phone number with periods instead of the typical dashes, or parentheses, space, phone number, 3 digits, dash, 4 digits, then that requires additional HTML code in order for the website browsers to identify that it's a phone number that can be clickable. I've been on many websites on my mobile phone, and when the phone number is not click to call, I'm certainly not going to take the time to write that phone number down and then call it. I'm just going to move on to the competition. Make the contact information easy to find. I know these last 2 points seem elementary, but I can't tell you how many law firms do not prominently display their phone number and provide easy to find contact information. Or they add a button for the contact info, which is just one more click that the user has to get to in order for them to see the phone number and get to the form. If you have the phone and the form on the homepage, that's one less click for the user to get a hold of your firm. And if you really want to help your search rankings, solicit reviews and display them. Promote them on your website. Promote them on social media. Be proud that people have said you're one of the best attorneys in the Metroplex. Have you heard the phrase content is king? Well, it is. And here's a tip. Before you add and edit content on your page, ask yourself, what's in it for the user? If the answer is unclear, then don't use it. Content isn't designed to impress your friends, family, or peer group with your wealth of knowledge. It's designed to drive visitors into clients. If the information isn't helpful to them, then leave it out. The best practice when creating content is to start with knowing who your intended audience is. Sounds simple, right? It is, really, but a lot of website content isn't produced with the target audience in mind. If you're not in alignment with the target audience and the way that they think and they search and they speak, then you're missing out on growing your reach. Again, your website, the navigation, the content, the links that point back to your website, blogs, they are all designed to do one ultimate thing, which is get you clients. Keep that in mind. As mentioned earlier, if anything you do from a digital marketing standpoint isn't helping move users from visitors to clients, it's unnecessary. If you can say something in 300 words, then why would you take 1,000? Why waste the reader's time? Get to the point and get to the point fast. And along those lines, drop the legalese as much as possible. Remember, you're not writing for your attorney brethren, you're writing for future clients. So a 3,000-word blog about a subject when the information can be conveyed in half the time is wasting your time and, most importantly, the reader's time. Speak the user's language, not your language. When it comes to legalese, at the very least, ensure that you help translate that legal jargon into words and concepts that the users can understand without requiring them to have a law degree. Having a mobile-friendly website is critical. Why? Because anywhere between 55 and 70% of online searches are done on a mobile device. Now, this law firm's website is not mobile friendly. This is a screenshot from my mobile phone, and it shows the entire homepage, but it's unreadable. The links are too small, and people primarily use mobile devices when they are doing a Google search for two reasons. They want a phone number or they want directions. Imagine how much easier it would be to call the attorneys on the right versus the law firm on the left. How do you find out if your website is mobile friendly? Well, you go to search.google.com/test/mobile-friendly. Then you hit your website information, run test, and they'll let you know if your website is mobile friendly. Don't set up your website, kick back, and never revisit it. Time moves fast, and it's easy to think that you've done work on your website within the last couple of months only to find out that it's been over a year or two. Content gets stale, but stale doesn't just mean boring. It also means that it does less to help your search engine results. If you're not updating your website consistently with fresh content, the search engines will not visit your website as often to find that new content. Updating it frequently, say 2 to 4 blogs a month, will signal to the search engines that they need to revisit the website more frequently than a website that hasn't changed in, let's say, 6 months or longer. Links may break. Check them on a regular basis. The gremlins are at work. Links, they break from time to time, and broken links hurt your search engine results. Domain registration. You can do it once a year, but again, time moves pretty fast. It's actually best to renew your domain registration for at least 3 years. And don't forget when your time is up for your domain registration, because if you forget to renew it, you're leaving yourself open to giving up your URL to somebody else. When you see HTTPS before a website URL, that means that they are utilizing an added measure of security for users exploring their website. There are a plethora of companies that can provide SSL certificates, and they're not expensive. Oh, and you guessed it, search engines love to see secure websites. In fact, they're primarily moving towards prioritizing websites that are secure over non-secure and that are mobile friendly versus not mobile friendly in their rank results. The site speed may slow down over time. Let's say someone adds a blog with an image that is not optimized for the web, so it takes forever for that page to download. Well, if they do that 4 times a month with 4 large images, eventually the site speed is going to slow to a crawl. Images don't need to be high resolution on the web. In fact, they need to be low resolution so that the website can load quickly. Remember, the longer the website takes to load, the more visitors will abandon your site and move on to your competitor. And I know I'm talking to dozens of attorneys right now, so this should be preaching to the choir. Keep the copyright on your website up to date. We build all of our clients' websites in WordPress, and we recommend that you do it too. It's free, which is great. It's open sourced, and that means that the source code is available to all and can be distributed freely. But most of all, it's intuitive and it's not terribly hard to use. Just go to WordPress.com and get started. The C plans at the bottom doesn't refer to charges to use WordPress. That's just if you want them to host your website. Select Get Started and start creating your website. Thank you for joining the second installment in Legalese, First Friday's web series on making online marketing easy for lawyers. You can see the schedule for the next 6 months at onlineperformancemarketing.com with the sign-up information. The next webinar is on Friday, February 2nd, and we will be doing a deep dive on search engine optimization for lawyers, or SEO. And now that we've talked about building your website, primarily aesthetically. We'll teach you how to make it easier for search engines to find and rank you higher than those of your competitors. And if you'd like our agency to perform a free audit of your website, email me at medwards@opm.us.com. There's no obligation. We'll show you where the opportunities are and where the problems that you may not even be aware of exist. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on February 2nd.